Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of the S-Team podcast. I'm Jack Millington, and joining me this week, as usual, as ever, it's Mikey. Lost his virginity on Project Cars with his first online win, Keating.
Good day,
Still don't know how the hell he won it. I didn't actually see you for all that race.
Formula Ford car. Hey.
People, yeah.
Can't do it in a Renault Clio.
The thing I don't understand is, like, if I'd have saved that replay, you'd have seen what would have happened to me at the start.
I think I've actually got a replay of the actual whole race for me.
Well, if you can see if you see my start, you'll see I got off to a great start and then just got caught up in everyone else's accidents for the first 30% of that race. But how are you anyway, Mike? You well?
I'm good, you know. Yeah. Surprisingly, due to certain factors in life, I'm actually quite good, yeah. You know.
We've to be honest with you, our main stories this week, people, are actually have some relation with cars. So nice to be back home.
Oh, it fucking is, right? Yeah.
It's only been about 20 episodes of the podcast since we last did something mainly about cars. There's a lot of 30. We've got. It might be. I don't know.
Or 40.
It's been a while. I know that much. We haven't done it this year. We haven't done it since this year anyway.
Yeah. It's
but
like November last year, wasn't it?
Something like that, probably. Because I can't be bothered talking about politics because we've done that for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And the only time we're going to mention politics now is if something funny or something serious happens. So. We're gonna talk about this first story, which is involving a Porsche. And Mikey, everyone knows that Corvettes like ditches, don't they?
Yeah.
Ditches like Corvettes. Well, it seems to me that Porsches like coffee shops.
You know what? It wouldn't surprise me because the typical owner of a Porsche has to have a lot of coffee to get his downstairs working. You know what I mean? So he's got to get there, hasn't he?
Quite simply, the headline, this is in Bedfordshire. It doesn't say exactly where it is.
Bedfordshire.
I don't know where. It's in Thames Valley Police.
Yeah, Bedfordshire.
So Buckinghamshire, it says here, Fire and Rescue Service. Yeah. The Porsche people was a 911 Carrera. Quite simply, Porsche crashes through Gerrard's Cross Cafe Nero window. Yeah.
I would have been the cheapest cup of coffee.
That would have been the fastest cup of coffee anyone's ever made. It's like imagine, alright, there's your espresso. Oh shit!
He's like, I would have formal complaint. Why? Well, he was making my espresso with, oh shit! Just dive behind the counter.
Do you know what would be then funny? It's like the guy who's making the formal complaint comes up and goes, excuse me, bit of a problem here. There seems to be a Porsche in my coffee. Didn't ask for that.
Well, thanks anyway.
Can you some pictures. Some pictures here. The Porsche is lit.
Is that like an 03 one or something?
It's an early noughties one, yeah. It's gone right through the shop. I'll show you the other picture, which is of it outside. It's gone right in. It's gone right into the Cafe Nero. People. I might put a picture in. I don't know.
Do you know what the story of the day is?
No.
Don't drive a Porsche near Cafe Nero. No. You're just
it happened at lunchtime. The driver was treated for minor injuries and a man and a woman were temporarily trapped inside the shop. Presumably the workers stuck behind the counter going...
me. Alright, boss.
I bet you that would be the first time ever they could have a free cup of tea because I don't think the boss is going to notice. But
why are we missing 6 gallons of milk just sitting there putting in the car?
It says here, Thames Valley Police said no other vehicles were involved and the crash was not thought to be suspicious. So clearly the driver has lost control and ploughed into a Cafe Nero.
Yeah, but that's not suspicious.
And that's not suspicious. If there's no alcohol or drugs involved, then you can't really claim it's to be suspicious. They've probably just lost control of the car, let's be fair.
Well, he's been trying to show off street racing. Wheels gone.
Now, here's the thing. It's not a he. Shock and awe.
Mate, is it blonde?
I don't know. I don't know.
It would not fucking surprise me. It really would not surprise me. Oh shit! Sorry.
Hold on, Mikey. But
yeah, I've got it.
Yeah, apparently she's just a bin dip. So I'm assuming it's going to be like where the shops are in Wallasey Village. You got a junction and you got shops on the other side. I'm assuming she's gone to pulled off. No, she's pulled off from the lights, and as she's put the accelerator down, she's put too much in. It's gone snapped, and she's gone straight into the thing. That's what I think. I might be wrong.
Or she's meant to hit the fucking brake.
Or her husband's gonna kill her. That's my fucking point. Sorry,
X.
Gonna kill her.
Why would you want to file your divorce papers? Because the bitch drove my Porsche to Cafe Nero. Did that make me one?
I didn't get a T. Bastard.
Can you imagine the amount of people now who are going to claim like whiplash and damages and this and that? And then Cafe Nero's probably going to charge for this.
Do you know something? Just to deviate from this, I seen a story actually to do with someone who drove to Nando's. And they pulled in at the car park, went in, and apparently they're suing Nando's for it not being cheeky enough.
Oh yeah, well, that.
I just wanted to mention that because it's like, it's stupid, but you go to Nando's to have cheeky Nando's banter.
Not to actually have a cheeky.
Not to have Nando's.
It's not Hooters, you know what I mean? Like, do you know what I mean?
I've never been to Hooters.
Yeah, it's not in this country.
Isn't
it's
it?
in America.
Only you and every other American would know that.
Basically, they go around white shirts.
I know what it is. I've never been.
Orange. There you go.
But you farted. I know that much.
I haven't farted.
Well, it's not me and it's no one else, so it's got to be flipping you, hasn't it?
It's not me.
Yeah. So I actually called that note that I've done for that story. Called it the Porsche Kofster.
It sounds a lot better.
Sounds a lot better, doesn't it? I just thought, well, I know it's not a box to people, but I was just like,
actually, we speak about the cheeky Nando's thing. You do realise how long we had a debate and work with that.
The thing
you just imagine going from Mofactors waiting for the fuel filter.
Me and Matty
and a bunch of lads are debating over what would you class as a cheeky Nando's. And then the moment I said I've never had a Nando's, they all looked at me.
You'll have to come with me and Matty, because genuinely, for some reason, and I don't know why it is like this in Nando's, but the banter is unreal. Me and Matty went and we were laughing honest, just don't know why. Maybe it's just the way it is, the way it's set up. It's a really nice place. Food's a bit.
I wanted to go with you when we went to Thingy, but Matty didn't book the fucking tickets online when he said he would, and then I wasted a couple of quid getting over to Liverpool.
You got a milkshake though, and an exploding arse, and a walk and go.
Yeah.
Moving on to more car news. As you know, Google people have been in the news they've been making loads of different cars over the years. We've spoken in the past about the Autonomobile.
Don't want it.
Nope, because you know someone's going to mess about with it, and then you're going to crash into them because they've messed about with it.
Yep.
But Google have now built self-driving car this week, properly done. Looks a lot better than the Autonomobile. Here's a quick picture of it, Mikey, just so you can have a look. Looks a lot better than the old one.
Looks like a Nissan Micra.
Looks
and a
like
500 got it on.
Looks like a Toyota. Looks like a Toyota IQ.
Yeah.
Looks a little bit like a Toyota IQ. And they've literally just been given the green light to drive in Mountain View, California, where all the driverless cars are being based at the minute. Obviously the small vehicles have only driven on test tracks and not mixed with regular traffic. And Google has extensively tested this technology on Lexus's SUVs and stuff like that, and they said the top speed of the cars have been capped for now at 25 mile an hour while they're testing, which is fair enough because you don't want to be doing 50 mile an hour, do you, in a car that you don't know whether you're going to trust or not to go around the next corner. At least at 25 miles an hour, you've got a very good chance of
living. I don't even trust myself at 30 miles an hour. So what makes you think I'm going to trust a car on its own at 5 mile an hour? Never mind 25.
Well, at least at 25 you've got an 80% chance of living.
I'd have 100% with the 5 mile an hour,
True.
Or 30 miles an hour.
But people have been 2%. But people have been banging on about this, and You're going, well, this is going to be...
I think it's fucking wrong.
They're going to be, this is going to be the new future and everything. I sat there, I thought about this, and I thought, driverless cars are a good idea. But, how many people do you... And I've mentioned this before, I've said exactly the same thing. We know, as a fact, that planes can take off, fly in the air, and land all by themselves, right? We know this because it's scientifically proven. The pilot is just there in case something goes wrong. Here's the question to Mikey, and he's answered this before. Car. Would you get in a plane that had no pilot?
No.
No. No! So why would you get in a car that hasn't got a flipping driver? It just makes no sense.
Unless you Will Banks or Matty Morris. That is a different statement.
I think this is a good idea, but I went out and researched this. I'm alright, thanks. And I found that there are currently, I think this is the right figure, I might be wrong, 37 driverless cars on the road in California at the minute. Have a guess how many have been involved in accidents?
35.
21. They're not ready yet to be put on the road. 16 of them are sure fine, they work fine. But I bet you within the next 2 years they'll be all involved in accidents. 21 out of 37 is about what? 2/3?
Yeah.
2/3 of crashes. Now, to be fair, we don't know the incidents of the crashes. We don't know if it was the car that caused it or someone else has just not been driving normally in a normal car.
But the fact they're involved.
But the fact that they're involved does not bode well. I think they'll be ready in 20, 30 years maybe, but not now. I think it's too early. You would not have a driverless car in London because you would get killed.
Basically.
I don't think those cars will make it into mainstream production in our lifetime. In fact, I don't think they'll ever do it. The future of cars, people, lies in hydrogen. That's a fact. It just is.
Yeah. I just stick with the good old petrol. But
we'll run out of that.
Yeah, I know.
That's why I think hydrogen is the next best thing. In fact, you can get more power out of hydrogen. Would you believe?
Yeah, I know.
So I reckon, my new Formula 1 Sport will be great because I'll have a hydrogen powered. See you later, dinosaurs! We're running the one car called the S-Team now. We can't bother getting 2 cars in. Why? Well, Matty just binned it on test day, didn't he? So we just left them in a wall somewhere in Spain. Matty's just like, guys, can you get me out the car? I can't take the steering wheel off.
Just like, yeah, see you later, man. Just get on the truck.
Speaking of Formula 1, big news happened this week. If anyone who knows F1 like I do, the FIA and the FOM came together for their big strategy group meeting like they always do. You're probably wondering what the strategy group is, aren't you?
They have a strategy group.
Yeah.
No,
the FIA are the ones who FIA are the ones who run the regulations and the technicality stuff. The FOM are like the commercial rights, the drivers, the teams, stuff like that.
Basically,
all come together to do this big strategy. And don't forget Bernie, who's basically neither of those two things. And they said, we're going to have a new future in F1. So I was like, alright. The big aim of this meeting was to see if they could cut costs. I can confirm, people, that they haven't thought it through. Let me go into the details. And thanks to Autosport for this article, because they've just summarised everything so I can talk about it on this. Teams will now, I think this is as of next year, have requested to have their own free choice of 2 Pirelli compounds from the 4 currently available per race. Now you're probably wondering what do they mean by that. Basically, Pirelli at the minute bring 2 types of tyre to the race, and then the teams drive on both tyres. The teams will now have the choice of all 4 compounds, and they can go, well, we want the softs for this one and the mediums, and then someone will go, no, we want the super soft and the hard. So it'll make for more interesting strategy. And I thought, that's a good idea. And then I thought about it for a minute. Teams aren't dumb. They'll just probably work out which tyre's the fastest one round each track, and then they'll all end up having the same types of fucking tyre. But they won't be able to figure that out properly until the actual race comes. So you never know. They might. I mean, it could work if there's unpredictable tracks like Bahrain, Monaco is a particularly mad one.
Silverstone,
Spain, no, Silverstones are pretty much the default track.
Suzuka.
No. Brazil, Abu Dhabi. Malaysia's always on. There's a couple of others maybe. But they did say though that there would be a strong safety framework, so you wouldn't be allowed to put the super soft tyre for Monza because one, it's too quick, and two, if that tyre deflates or anything because you're going that fast, you will end up going into a tree. So I can understand that one. They're going to make faster cars. They're going to be made 30 to 50 kilos lighter. So they're not going to be they're not going to increase the cost making them lighter. They're just going to strip areas such as gearbox, electronics, stuff like that. They are saying going back to 6-speed gearboxes
instead of 7.
8.
8.
Which would be quite good. I think they're getting rid of some of the electronics as well. They also said something about getting rid of the electronic driver aids, which is off the start line you pre-program the software on your warm-up lap, and then your start comes from that. But from now on, I think from 2017, it's all going to be down on the clutch. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. The biggest thing though that everyone's been talking about though in these regulations, there's obviously more stuff to come after I've said this, is refuelling is coming back to the sport. I thought about this, right, and I reacted exactly the same way initially, the way Matty did, and we went, yes, refuelling back in F1, and I thought about it, went, you're trying to reduce the cost of a sport, and you're bringing refuelling back. The logic there. How much will it cost, Mikey? And this is, you don't have to answer this, I'm just saying. Refuelling, bear in mind you've got to have the fuel tankers to bring all the stuff to the truck.
You've got to pay the guy to drive that.
Well, no. Don't go into big details. I mean, just like that.
Right?
You've got to buy all the new the fuel rigs and everything. You've got to have a couple of 2, maybe 3 fuel engineers to work out the fuel flow rate and everything, which they've already got. But it's just you probably have to add another one in, and then.
I think you've also got the maintenance crews for that fuel rig if that fuel rig goes down.
You've got to have more than one fuel rig, because if one fails, then you've got to bring another fuel rig out. I remember that in the old F1. They're going to bring back higher revving engines, so that means that it's going to be designed to be 5 to 6 seconds a lap quicker. Obviously, if you had a 6-speed gearbox, it's going to be lighter than 8 gears. So
yeah, because you've got to cancel out those 2 gears and all the shafts.
Increased noise, it's going to be a natural thing, which they need that. I think that was a given anyway. I think everyone knew that. Going to be more aggressive looks. Rear tyre width is being extended. About time. What's been talking about. There's also talk of Michelin want to come into the sport.
Yeah, that's the thing. The contract for Favelli runs out a year
this year.
I'd love to see either Bridgestone.
Bridgestone won't come back. Bridgestone won't come back. Too expensive. I thought I want Pirelli and Michelin in the sport. I want to see tyre wars again. F1. I remember Michelin versus Bridgestone years and years ago. It was great. Loved watching it. Now it's just been Bridgestone. Then it was Pirelli, and now Michelin want to come back into the sport. But they want 18-inch tyres, and they want the tyres to be a technical aspect of the sport rather than a entertainment section of the sport.
I reckon that's good.
I want it to be technical, but I want it to be entertainment, and I can see why Bernie doesn't want Michelin in the sport. But I can see that because you want to be entertained. I just don't think Pirelli are doing the right job for it. If you had 2 tyre manufacturers come in, I think it'd be better. But it's not up to me. It's up to the strategy group. I've already mentioned the clutch, and apparently they're not going to change anything to do with the engines. They're going to stay.
Fucking hell, first year they've decided to stay.
So that's good news.
But saying that, when you've got, because if you look at the McLaren cars now, that new Honda engine, with it being if you've got that 6-speed in it, that'll be better for it.
I'm not bothered about performance. I'm bothered about costs. We've lost Caterham. We've lost HRT. I'm not losing manner as well. That is not happening. Because I'm just sick of seeing teams just getting left by the wayside because the costs are increasing every year. HRT, Caterham and Marussia, when they first came into the sport, were all promised costs would be capped and costs would be in the right levels and everything, and none of those promises were given to them. HRT disappeared into a well. Caterham was their own fault really. They could have got into the midfield. I was reading a cracking article about that. They could have got into the midfield if they hadn't changed their design and their suspension that they had. If they hadn't done that, then they'd have probably been still in the sport now, easy. And Marussia, I've had enough problems to go through in the last few years.
Yeah.
I want to see costs not capped because that'd be pointless. That's cheapening the sport. What I want to see, I want to be entertained. I want to see flipping fuel engine explosions like we used to see back in the old F1 days. I want to see proper racing. I don't really care for DRS, to be honest with you. I think it's just a cheap overtaking tool that just it's been in the sport for too. What are you doing? Put it down. Sorry. Let go of it completely. But I don't know. I really don't know. They've got to ask the fans what they want. Is F1 a sport or an entertainment show? It's both, and you need to get that fine line. You bring Michelin in against Pirelli, then you'll have a technical battle and an entertainment battle. Because I know for a fact that McLaren would team up with Michelin. Because they did when they were in the last time, so they'll go straight for them. Pirelli, they're Italian, so you'll see Ferrari and Toro Rosso go with them, and then everyone else is sort of by the wayside. Whatever they think's the right choice to go. I don't know. They need to start helping the smaller teams out like Sauber, Marussia.
I think really
Force India, Lotus. Well, Lotus haven't it. Williams still need help. I think
it shouldn't. The bigger teams obviously shouldn't get any help. You know what I mean? There should be higher costs. The bigger
no, I wouldn't
say
should higher costs. I just don't think they should have. What's the word I'm looking for?
Assistance.
They shouldn't have the amount of money that they get compared to. If I can find the money that they get, I'll read it out to everyone now, if I can find it. But
I just see it's wrong. It's not fair on people.
Right, I'm just loading it up now. Don't forget, we've got a new team coming into F1 next year by the name of Haas, so that's going to be interesting.
Is that the Young NASCAR one?
Yeah. Apparently, they're trying to get Danica Patrick into F1, which would be great to see a woman in the sport.
Well, Susie Wolf's been trying to get into the thingy, but he won't. Oh shit! He won't let her.
I don't think it's that.
Here, hold on a sec.
What are you doing?
I'm moving.
Bloody all over about like a tit.
I can off.
Right. In the total revenue that they got paid out last year, bear in mind, who was the number one team last year?
Yeah.
Mercedes. Third in the total payouts, they got 126 million.
Okay.
McLaren were fourth with 98. Williams fifth, 83. Force India 60 million. Yeah. Toro Rosso 54. Lotus 51. Marussia 48 and Sauber 44 million. Now you're probably thinking, well, that's not too bad, is it? Until you see what the top two teams get. Red Bull got 156 million. Ferrari got 164. Now I know you're probably thinking, well, that's not too bad because you get. Well, they're gone. They're not going to get any money. But right, in terms of performance, obviously Mercedes got the most. They got 92 million. You get performance figures here, and they're all roughly the right order, apart from Mercedes and Ferrari needs to be flipped round in first and third.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah. So if you were to go with the constructors last year, the top 10, the money goes down as obviously the less performance you do, the worse amount of payout you get.
Yeah.
However, the top 4 teams top 5 teams all get a premium payment.
What?
Because they're part of FOM and they're like the main 5 get a premium. Have a guess how much. No, bear in mind, Ferrari only earned 67 million performance. Have a guess how much they got on a premium.
Oh, 40 million.
97. 97 million. I think that's primarily because Ferrari have been in the sport for so long. But even still, Red Bull got 74 million as a premium.
I've been in the sport not long ago.
Well, they are the most dominant in the last few years.
Yeah.
And then Mercedes and McLaren got 34 million in royalties. And then
That's
Williams...
fair enough with them too. Yeah,
No, it's not. It's not with McLaren. McLaren shouldn't get that much. They did sod all last year, and Williams got 10. Bear in mind, Williams were probably one of the best teams last year, and they only get 10 million in royalties. What's that all about? What is that all about? Those premiums should be split between all 10 teams, not just for the top 5. I think that's absolute bollocks, and that needs to change. Honest to Christ, I think it's bloody stupid. All those teams, Force India, Toro Rosso, Lotus, Marussia and Sauber, feel sorry for them. Honest. Bloody stupid. How are we doing for time? We're good. We're easy.
It's disgusting, like, it's not fair. They're saying the whole cost thing, yet they're giving fucking all them, like...
100 odd million.
There's
Ferrari.
400 million. No, 300 million, sorry.
100, 170, 200, 230, 240, about 250.
Yeah, 250, 300 million. That's...
250 million divided between 10 teams is 25 million each. What's wrong with that? The top 4 teams can do without it, really.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, Williams could do with that 25 million. If you split 25 million between all the teams, that'd be great. They won't do it though because I don't know. I don't know enough about that side of the sport.
Lamborghini into sport.
No, Lamborghini came into the sport a couple of years back and it was a massive failure.
Why?
Their engines just kept blowing up. They're Italian, so that's what happens usually. But,
same with Ferrari, then.
well, no, Ferrari, they're more politically based, aren't they? They're involved in politics, Ferrari, that's...
I give
and Lamborghini are just sort of like, well, you know, turbo does 600 brake horsepower. Oh yeah, Ferrari, we've got a 602. Oh, sorry, we missed a 1, it's 610. They actually did that, you know.
Who?
Lamborghini. When the Gallardo got released and it was the 458, and he said, it was a 430 or something like that, he said it was 500 odd horsepower when it first came out, and and Ferrari came up with 502, and then Lamborghini went, no, it's 510. It's like, you lying bastard. You know it's that, and you're just lying because you want to be better than Ferrari.
Yeah, but let's be fair, Ferrari's always been one of them, you know, we want to be better, we want to this.
Well, no, it's Lamborghini have always...
You seen that video of a 650S?
No.
Kicking shit out of a GTR and a 458 Italia on the car throttle, like going around the track, and obviously the 458's like battling with the GTR. Next thing you see is just a 650 go, like whiz past both of them. Is like, shit. In a bit. Roll Britannia, Britannia rules the waves. Britain shall never shall. Never mind. Yeah. Anyway.
Weird news, people. The Americans, you gotta love them. They're back and in force this week.
Next one.
This is to do with American politics. This is funny. This actually, in Flint, Michigan, there's an announcement of there's a new mayor that's going to be about to be elected, and there's 2 convicted felons going up for it. One who served nearly 20 years for murder. The other one has obviously done something bad. And then there's a female who's going for the
position.
The position. Your poo! Stop moving!
That's why you need a table, innit?
No, that's why you need to just stop being awkward and flipping kicking the crap out of the mic.
Yeah.
But now this her name, people, is Giggles. Now, at first you think, oh, that's such a poor name for someone like that. And then you realise...
Mayor Giggles.
No. And then you realise that...
It's America.
It's America. And, well, let's just say it's a pig running for mayor.
Sorry.
You heard me right. Giggles the pig who's running for mayor.
Have you got a picture of this?
Yeah. Yep. There you go. Giggles the pig. No word of a lie. That a hand on heart, people. This is a true story.
Can I just have a look at those?
No, you can just.
No criminal history.
Yeah.
Has never.
This is where Mikey's English struggles with him being American.
No money for special interest. Support police. What the hell?
This is not the first time I've heard something stupid like this. A couple of years ago, there was a cat that ran for mayor as well.
Actually, got it.
I think it was America though.
It was?
I think it was Australia actually. So, you know, people who used to be British have obviously gone fucking mad wherever they live and have started electing Flippy. Soon, do you know the film Planet of the Apes? It's just going to be Planet of the Animals for us now, isn't it?
Oh, and the new Wirral Mail is
Male.
Mayor. Oh, look, it's Slushy the Snail. Well done, Slushy. What are you going to do for us, mate? Hang
on, we got to wait for him to get to the table.
Guys, okay, if you get all your sleeping bags and everything ready.
Gets demoted because he's been taking part in illegal snail racing. Should be doing it on tables, mate.
That's what the roads used for.
I just thought I'd mention that because that is absolutely insane. We've got some more Americans, and then we've got 3 weird news stories because they're from all over the world, but they're just funny. Now, as we know in America, drug usage is high. Actually, it's high everywhere, really. Literally high.
Wow. That's a Huffington Post, isn't it?
No, that was me. I literally just thought of that on the spot. I didn't even mean to say it. It just came out.
Anyway.
Hang on a minute. Ontario is Canada, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, well, clearly they're flipping... Whoever's wrote the title for this thinks they're American. Ontario teens taking drugs in a park. And they got so blasted that they had to call the police for help because they took the drugs in a park and got lost. The 2 19-year-olds were eventually tracked down in a 50-acre undeveloped park. Apparently, when one of the police who were dispatched asked one of the young men if there were any landmarks around, he responded that he saw trees. Nice. So the dispatcher tried to ask him to shout help to alert the searchers. According to the acting sergeant, who's very, very unfortunately called Sergeant Morris, instead of saying help, one of the 19-year-olds goes, "Yeah," in a quiet voice. Our dispatcher was able to determine that they were on something. You think the fact that he goes, "Are there any landmarks?" Trees. Can you try shouting help? Yeah. Go on. Yeah. I think he said that the teenagers were less than grateful when they were found. He said, "I don't think they really knew that they were being rescued." The teens weren't charged with anything, but were taken to a local hospital as a precaution. How plastered do you have to get lost in a park? I mean, oh God, don't you just love the West? Don't you just,
the Americans,
don't you just love the Americans and Canadians, especially Canadians?
North America, you gotta love it, haven't you?
Yeah. Mad. A list was published on Wikipedia, saying the list of deleted articles from Wikipedia might be the weirdest place on the internet. Do you want to hear a couple of them?
If you want, yeah.
Arm hair fetishism. Basically, arm hair fetishes. I don't know. Okay. This was brilliant. This Attack of the 50-foot Hitler. See the picture.
I can't fucking see with the glare.
Well, even you fucking know. This is just a random picture of a 50-foot Hitler overtowering everyone. I don't know what that one was all about.
Okay.
A bear atross. This is a cross between a polar bear and an albatross. World class. One called Fun with Poo. Don't know about that one. That's a bit.
I'm not even there.
Nazi hamsters to stamp. Genuinely, there's literally a picture of a Nazi hamster. I don't know, people. I don't know what qualifies a Nazi hamster to be.
So Nazi.
And then there's this one, which is interesting. You're gonna love this. And I've got to spell it out because it's that long of a word. I'll try and pronounce the first part and then I'll do the letters. Eululent.
Yeah.
Tap pneumono.
Yeah.
Ultramic.
Yeah.
Oscopics.
Mhm.
Okay, this is where I've got to start saying. ILIC.
Mhm.
OVO.
Yeah.
L.
Yeah.
CANO.
Fucking how long's this word?
CON.
Are you taking the piss?
IO.
Oh my god.
SI.
Yeah.
S.
Is that it?
I.
Are you sure that's it?
N.
For fuck's sake.
Wait there. G.
That's
No word of a lie. This is it. This is actually the look. This is the actual word. No word of a lie. That's actually it.
Millington.
No, I can't. No, don't even try and pronounce it because I can't. So people, yeah, I think when people say the dark side of YouTube, the dark side of Wikipedia. Traffic wardens, people. Now we know we don't like them.
Have they been deleted off Wiki as well?
No, they should be deleted from life, really. But
yeah, I've seen that one with is it a video you're on about to talk about that? Or?
No.
Well, someone had a crash in London a couple of weeks ago.
Oh no, this is.
I was meant to mention it, but I kept forgetting.
This is in China. This story actually.
Oh, yeah, you do your China story, and I'll do my London story if you want.
Right. Now, most traffic wardens will settle for a slap on the wrist and an unwanted penalty fine when it comes to dishing out punishment to unruly road users. So they get lucky with that sort of thing. But one traffic warden in China took it a little bit too far when she attacked a pedestrian with a hammer just because she had crossed the road when the light was red. Now, apparently the woman was knocked unconscious and she's alright now, she's recovered fine. And the traffic warden's been arrested. The reason why this is strange is because what traffic warden has a hammer?
The Chinese, obviously.
But, she was completely knocked out while she was crossing the road when a light was red. Now, for anyone that doesn't know Chinese rules, is that it is illegal to ignore traffic signals in China. You actually get pedestrians that get caught ignoring the signals can be fined 10 yuan. I should know how to say that.
Yeah.
Which is a pound. People. Bit strange, innit? To be honest, someone going around carrying a flipping hammer.
Mhm.
There's a picture here of the warden getting arrested. I'll just give you a quick flick of that. There she is, bitch. See what I mean?
The patrol officer.
Yeah. Why did she have a hammer?
Mill.
She's doing some DIY. It's like, oh well, he looks like he got a front light out there. I'm just gonna have to
fucking smack it back in.
Smashing the crap out of it back in. Hey mate, I'll give you some go faster stripes, but my car's all dented. Well, at least you got an extra 5 horsepower now, haven't you?
It's aerodynamics, mate. Wind flow. It's a new body kit, mate. Everything.
Aerodynamics. What do you call it? Pinstripes. But I just thought I'd mention that because that's nuts. I'm assuming that the woman who got knocked out will get compensation. She has to. She got knocked out with a hammer, for God's sake. That must take some doing to knock someone out with a hammer.
Not really.
Oh, it must do.
Not really.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, if you're down on the ground, think.
Yeah, but if they're not on the ground and you're going to have to try and run up to them, catch them, and then start kicking the crap out of them with the hammer, I imagine it's going to take a while.
You don't have to hit them once in the head.
Well, some people are stronger than that. Some people are stronger than that. Some people are stronger than that.
No, that's to say, a good swing, like.
Apparently,
swing with the hammer.
According to the eyewitnesses, it was repeatedly. Oh. So it must have took a few times. But I'm going to move it on to another story that emerged on Friday, and this is to do with
taxi news.
No.
Can I jump onto your patrol one then?
Yes.
A couple of weeks ago in London, some guy has a crash, right? So we phoned the police. Obviously, he's involved in an accident. The usual. He's waiting. Because you can't. So, in the UK, you don't know. It's a legal offence, is it?
It's illegal to drive off and someone can register you at the scene. It's not if no one's at the scene and you can just piss off somewhere.
No, but do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
illegal to leave the scene
no one heard what
of
I
an
just
accident.
said.
Anyway, traffic warden. What do you think she did? Did you think she'd help him?
No. It's a traffic warden, of course they wouldn't.
No. She proceeded to give the man a ticket.
Some people are just genuinely
Hey,
dumb.
I mean, he took a video of it. He went, "Why are you doing this? I've had an accident. You can see. Get the camera out my face. Get the camera out of my." No, I'm not being funny. You're gonna try and do me for parking here, and I've been hit by a car. I've phoned the police, and yet you're still giving me a ticket. And some fella come over and defended the warden.
That's flipping stupid, that isn't it? There are genuinely.
But then when he hears
people.
what happened, why are you giving him a ticket then? Because he's on the yellow lines. Where'd you expect him to go? You literally give him the whole hoo-ha.
Yeah.
And then like the video was cut out like 5 minutes later. But it was one of them. It's just like, oh, get justice for this guy. He was like a Muslim, like. But you could tell if that was a white guy, it's been a whole little. A Christian or whatever, it'd be different. But the fact that it was a Muslim, completely different. Completely different.
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
I don't know. I haven't seen the video,
Well,
so I can't really judge.
No, but if you've seen it, you'll understand where I'm coming from. But I don't know what's happened. But personally, I hope that guy.
Well, you'll have to follow that story up, won't you? Find out for next week.
Trial,
well, not next week. 2 weeks. Because you're not here next week. But at least you get to hear this story, because it's not a story so much. This is something that these were failed patent applications that never made it to IR patents. You know, like the light bulb was patented by Thomas Edison. There was telescope patented by Gal. Where do you put designs down? You put copyright on them and everything.
Oh, like okay.
Inventions, basically.
Okay.
I've called this Matty Morris inventions because you'll soon find out why.
Because let's be fair, it's the sort of thing Matty Morris
the first one is J.C. Boyle's automatic hat doffer. Now, back in the 19th century, and it still happens to some people. You know, when you bow down when you see someone, you doff a hat and you do that. Yeah, apparently a guy created an automatic one that did it for you. That's good in one way, but stupid in another, as opposed to just doing that. Apparently, the reason behind it is he said, too many ladies in too little time to greet them all politely. That was the reasoning behind it. So he went, why? So he said, basically, why would you want to waste your time doffing your hat when you could just have them do it for you, and then you can talk to them while they're doing it? I don't know.
You just look like a fucking idiot.
I know, you just
look
like
halfway talk to him, it just randomly
goes over your face.
Like smacks you in the face and then goes back down. Like, oh, my hat seems to have twatted you in the face. So I do say.
John Critchbaum's buried alive avoidance contraption. That's a pretty good idea, that, actually, to be honest. Apparently, if you got buried alive, there would be a drill that you could use to power your way up and out if you were accidentally buried. I think that's a genuinely genius idea, but
it's a shame, because considering they cut you open and everything and fill your shit full of shit, you know what I mean?
Animal trap revolver.
Sorry. Did you just say animal trap revolver?
Literally.
Have a look at this design.
It's literally a revolver gun, and if a mouse, it's like a mouse trap, but with a gun. Mouse puts its little feet on the thing, and the gun goes BANG! Mouse is splattered all over the. Yeah, literally, that's it. Nowhere to lie. This is.
You imagine that off 2 in the morning.
Bang!
At least it worked, honey. At least
imagine
it worked.
Imagine if you had a dog.
Can you imagine wake up the next morning?
Imagine if you had a dog.
Oh, yeah. Oh, for fuck's sake, gotta go another dog.
This one's mad. This is called a Loop the Loop Bicycle by Carl Langer. Literally, it's two bikes. One bike's the normal way, the other one's obviously upside down. Merged together so that if you need to go, and it's all connected. So if you're pedaling normally and you think, oh, I need to go up on the roof. You can pedal, and the wheel, providing that it's touching the foot, goes like that. One problem with that: gravity. Do you know how quickly you have to go to maintain the speed on the roof of a ceiling?
Quite quick.
186 miles an hour. Don't think a pedal bike's going to get that quick, to be honest.
Unless he's some sort of fucking athlete, mate. And it's a 1 hour fast fucking bike. I know it's going anywhere soon.
The Rowing Tricycle by D. Kempster. Literally a tricycle, but with rowing. So you row to go rather than pedal. That I don't know. That's a mad.
How much of a tit would you look going down the street? There's
one here that says a drivable submarine by Mr. S. Lake. Apparently the submarine would just drive on the floor of the riverbed. The only problem is if you manufactured that to go on water in the seas, pretty sure the pressure's a bit too much down there.
Because you can only go so far.
Only so far down. It's like not many. I mean, like the Mariana Trench is about 7 miles deep, and no one dares go down there just because of the pressure. Number 7, an articulated solid metal diving suit by Mr. SPM Tasker. It's literally a metal suit that you use for diving, and then it's got the breathing apparatus and everything attached to it. No, that's just heavy and stupid. That makes no sense. Hang on, what's this? This is Matty. And bear in mind, this is created by a woman. This is a design by Matty. Alexis Mantelet's breast douche apparatus. You wondering what that is? It's literally a device designed for jet washing women's boobs. That is a Matty Morris design right there.
Have you got a picture of this?
Yeah.
I want to see this. I actually want
I can't make heads or tails of it. But that is literally it. That is something Matty would make.
That is fucking amazing.
That is what?
No, it's amazing how someone's actually sat there and
a woman at no less.
I'm gonna make. Do you know what size my tit? Putting glasses on it and everything.
We need a jet wash on this.
Yeah, like making like all these designs. It's like, what? Mate, and women say men are the worst inventors. That just proves.
No. This proves that men are. This next one, the rocking bath by O. Hensel. The bathtub, right, is so that your face, your body, apart from your head upwards, is submerged, and there's like a cloth that goes over the bath, over the top of the bath, so you're all like right up to here, and then it can't splash on you, and the bath would rock backwards and forwards to wash you.
Can I suggest something?
That's as opposed to just washing. How lazy are some people?
Yeah, Bill.
Yeah.
How'd you wash your hair?
I know. That's the number one design because you can't get your hands out of the thing because it's covering the top. So, 10.
How the fuck?
This is.
How'd you get out yourself then?
I don't know. Number 10. This is another Matty Morris design. Protective chicken eyewear by Mr. A. Jackson Jr. Literally an eyepiece that goes over a chicken. I don't know that one. That's a weird one.
Wow.
R.J. Spalding's wing and hot air balloon flying machine. This is a bizarre one. This. It's a personal flying device. It's not thought that a full scale version was ever made, but apparently a scaled version was made. I'd love to see the design for that. I'd love to see someone make this. Actually, basically, you've seen on everyone who's played Assassin's Creed 2. Will know the flying machine that Da Vinci makes for the game, and then you've got to fly it. It's that design, but with a hot air balloon thing on the top of it. So you could go long distances, and if you need to like fly down somewhere quickly, you can press the balloon. Then you would fly down with the flying machine, and then if you needed to get air quickly or slow down, your hot air balloon would because of all the air that's going around, it would charge it back up, and then you'd slow it right down. The only downside is this is made in 1889. Were there that many big thinkers in the 1800s, apart from possibly Einstein? And I don't think he spent his time doing that sort of thing. If you made that nowadays, it could work.
How can we do it?
No.
What?
No.
Why? Why? Is this the typical because it's you excuse?
No, this is because it's typical. I wouldn't want to make anything like that in case I died. My life is too precious.
I would.
Number 2. Well, you go ahead and make it with Matty. You go ahead and make it with Matty then. And I will watch one of you two fall to your death. I will say kind words at your funeral, but at the end of it I'll say, he was bloody stupid doing that.
But I love them for it.
Number 12. A wearable baseball catching cage by J.E. Bennett. Basically just breaking the rules of baseball. As opposed to using a baseball glove to catch it. 13, The Creeping Doll by R.J. Clay. This is literally the weirdest. It's basically a baby that crawls. We've already got them nowadays, but the designs look flipping terrifying. That is terrifying design, that.
Okay.
Yeah. Number 14, Monkey Jockey Harness for Greyhounds. By R. Renfro. R. Renfro, bloody hell. Literally, it's exactly what you think it is. It's a monkey jockey harness for greyhounds.
A what?
You know how you have humans riding a horse and they got the
Are you
harness and everything?
joking?
Yeah, you got one for a monkey. There's no picture, but it's described. I'm not going to describe it. 15, B.B. Oppenheimer's umbrella and shoe fire escape device. I've no idea. Apparently, the parachute is attached by a harness to the person's head, while thick rubber-soled shoes were worn to cushion the landing. If a parachute, right, and I'm no expert on physics, but I know for a fact that when a parachute goes off, it's severe, the reaction.
Yeah.
If it's attached to your head, it's probably going to rip it off.
Yes.
Number 16, Jean Neely's smoke-excluding mask.
That basically a gas mask.
I don't understand. And the final
my
one.
hope in the human. I thought that today was bad.
The final one is a jack-o'-lantern helmet, which is just the weirdest thing. Oh, there's more.
No, I'm not even joking. I thought today's society was bad, but if it was this bad 200 years ago, I think it's fair to say we were fucked from the start.
Yeah.
I thought we had the chance 5-10 years ago.
18. A goat riding initiation device by Ulysses de Moulin.
Wait, did you just say a goat?
A goat riding device. A device where a goat could use wheels and stuff. I don't know. 19. The one-wheeled omnicycle by J.O. Lose, complete with bench, umbrella and cigarette. So it's basically... I've seen this design done before, but I've seen it done a lot better than this. And that's pretty much it. So people, if you do a history lesson, learn that be grateful to all the people who had inventions that were passed to be normal. No thanks. I can't eat anything while I'm talking because it just messes me up. So, you think inventions are bad nowadays, people? No.
Yeah, look at the 1800s. They ain't got past us.
We got some big gaming news that had happened. The E3 schedule got released. It basically goes, Bethesda's got their own thing.
So obviously they're going to... When is E3 anyway? Sorry.
Next month. They've obviously got something for Fallout 4 then, because that's what everyone's been talking about. Then it goes Microsoft and Xbox. They've got their thing. Then it's the big heavy hitters of Sony and PlayStation. Then you've got PC gaming. This is all over 3 days.
PC Master Race. PC Master Race.
Which is basically translation for all those people who've got a PC have no social life or friends.
Or, in Mikey terms, if you own a PC, you are either gay or you just really don't know how to communicate with the outside world.
So, no social life.
At least PlayStation owners do.
Right. Well, this one's going to be a long podcast then.
Yep.
Right then, people. Big game news released on the 12th this week. Assassin's Creed Syndicate, mate. If anyone hasn't heard about this, you've clearly been living in a well for the last few weeks. Syndicate, yeah. This game, if you don't know already, set in London during the Industrial Revolution.
For those who don't know, that was also the Victorian time.
For those of you who don't know, that was when Britain was actually great, and it hasn't been great since World War II. Actually, hasn't been great since '66, really, to be honest. But
we just say World War One.
Now,
War II shit.
There are two main characters in this, brother and sister, by the name of let me just see, Jacob Fire and Evie Fire. You get to play both characters, brother and sister, as I've said.
Yeah.
Now, after Unity getting all the stick it had of not having a female character, Syndicate's got one in. It turns out this storyline was already been in development for a good few years anyway, so it was coming at some point. First time a brother and sister in a game though, where you get to play both as possibly assassins. That type of thing has not been given yet, as my Kindle decides to just crash. But
that is fucking shite, that thing.
It's not crap. It's just that Google Chrome, for some reason, does not like to be Google Chrome.
Well, that's next game. Google Chrome on that is fucking shite. Hashtag Mikey is right.
You're the only one who's going to be saying that. Everyone's going to be like, "Yeah, we understand, but we just got to make do with it." Now they're talking about. Now a lot of people are going, two main characters. Apparently, you have the choice to pick which character you play during the mission as well. You can either pick Jacob or you can pick Evie. I'm going to pick Evie because, quite simply, it makes a change.
I'd probably will myself.
I mean, you get to drive carriages in this game. What else do we have here? Obviously some people are going, yeah, but it's a proper female lead. Well, don't forget Aveline, who had her own game, Liberation. Admittedly, that game wasn't very good, but it was a nice touch. And don't forget, they've just done another game, Assassin's Creed Chronicles of China.
Where, funny enough,
which is Xiao Zhang.
Yeah,
she's the other playable character.
I want to actually play as that Nikolai, mate. I might actually
the big thing about this game that got me, everyone's been talking about old characters and old gameplay video I watched. I'm impressed. Good. I don't like the top hat.
I reckon it's fucking mint.
The top hat. I think that's a bit over the top. I think that's if you get the option to get rid of it and have something else, I'll probably do that.
I'll
probably just keep the hood. I'm sorry, I'm an assassin at heart. I'd rather have the hood.
But I'm a Gentile.
No, you're not.
I'm a Brit.
No, you're not. You're Brit, but no, you're not. You're American. Don't be silly. You prefer.
Oh, how can I do it? Say it up with the old Texas. How do you do, man?
I was watching the footage, and Jacob was taking out all the different characters in his path. Apparently, the fighting style's been changed. Thank Christ. We bloody needed it, because it's been exactly the same since the bloody second one. Not that there was anything wrong in the second one. I'm just trying to go through all of the stuff as I can. I'm just trying to see what this bit says here. Well, obviously with the Industrial Revolution, women become a key part, because this is when the suffragettes started to become to prominence and started to, and now women are able to vote now because of what they did back then. And Evie being this new character, she looks a little bit like Nancy from everyone's watched Oliver Twist.
Yeah.
Nancy. Can't help but think she resembles that a little bit. That's not a bad thing. That's quite a good thing, actually.
Let's have a look.
And she's got quite a strong character. This is the only picture I've really got. This is pre-alpha footage as well. No, don't take the Kindle. She doesn't look like Nancy, but she's got a resemblance.
It looks like concept art, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Well, it's only pre-alpha. And I know a lot of people have been saying, well, look at this. I mean, Evie and everyone's been complaining, and now they've got a female character in there. What's going to happen here and this and that?
What's it going to be?
I'm really looking forward to this
Sandwiches Creed.
I'm really looking forward to this game. I'm not going to lie. I wasn't looking so much forward to Unity because I hadn't heard great things about it. I've not seen anything bad about this yet. Admittedly, it is only May and the game doesn't come out till later in the year. But the gameplay looks good. Admittedly, there's still some problems. I mean, I was watching... I seen one comment that said, if you skip to 153 of the gameplay, one of the characters turns into the Flash. And I was like the comic book character. And I went to 153 and it goes, keep an eye on the guy in the grey jacket. And he's just Jacob's walking past. As you see the grey character goes, zero! Flies off the screen. Flies off the screen. I was like, still some problems. I was laughing my head off when I seen it.
Typically Ubisoft, eh?
But it is alpha footage, and I'm sure that'll get ironed out.
Yeah. Like, does the same with that Rainbow Six Siege? That actually was quite interesting.
I sat there though, watching this gameplay footage, and I was watching Evie, and I thought, I'm really looking forward to play her because I'm going to be playing her mostly. I'm not going to be playing Jacob because I want to see what the character development's like with a female character, not with a male character for a change. I also was just going to say something there. Also wanted to quickly mention this. There is, thankfully, no online multiplayer. There didn't need to be an online multiplayer in the first place. They didn't need it in Unity, but it was there, and that's what ruined the game in my eyes with all the synchronization things.
So does that basically mean
it should run fine?
So we don't do that. We can't be as a team.
I don't want to be as a team if the game doesn't work.
If the game doesn't work, I want it.
No, I don't.
I want it.
I don't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Fiverr says it'll happen on the podcast now. Fiverr says it'll happen. Here you go.
20 quid. Happens, 20 quid. Because I know for a fact they've already confirmed there is no flipping thing. No. So goodbye. No, it won't happen. It won't happen.
Did we shake on? No.
I'm not shaking on. No. I'm telling you, it's not going to happen. I don't want it in the game because that's what ruined Unity. That's what stopped Unity from being a good game. Unity was flipping awful. Get that into your skull, child. Anyone who says Unity is a good game is literally either someone who doesn't play Assassin's Creed games.
We've got a big one. I've got a big one here.
I know. Let's be fair, it's been a while since I last went on a rant. Let's be honest.
No, I'm taking the piss. That's what I'm saying with the fishing rod.
I'm not being funny, people. There's something genuinely wrong with him. I'm convinced that child...
Oh my god, you are so easy at times. It's great.
You're worse. But...
Anyway,
Assassin's Creed Syndicate comes out Q3, which is about October to December time. That's their Q3. I'm looking forward to it. I am looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a solid game. Now, you wanted to talk about something, didn't you? Go on, Skip.
Right. At the S2, we always seem to do certain games. Correct?
We only seem to do PlayStation, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm branching out. Matty's already branched out.
When you say branched out, people, he doesn't mean branched out.
No, I'm not gay. Before Matty randomly phones me and says I'm gay.
No, I'm saying branched out as in flipping, we've gone to another console. It's not exactly the one you think it is, people.
Well, Matty's gone to Xbox One. Well, he's still part of our community. He's going to be more test than that. Correct? Me, on the other hand... I went smaller.
He's literally a flipping 4-year-old.
I made a purchase of one Nintendo DS, a 3DS, and you'll get me a review next week.
It's a console. You can't give a review of a console.
No, I'm getting a game as well.
You need a few, mate, before you can review a console.
I'm talking about a game.
It did.
Yeah. Anyway. What else? Rainbow Six Siege actually looks quite good. To be fair, it's been in the works for quite a while. Been sort of following it, and basically, as you do, you get to pick who your base. So you got like the SAS, which is Special Airfighter Service for no one knows. It's the British unit. The German unit, which is KSG. You got the Norwegian unit, which is don't know. The Yank one is the FBI. The French one is the GIGN. That's what that stands for. It's French.
Wait, hang on. What's this game again?
Rainbow Six Siege.
Right. Okay.
It's actually quite. It looks really good.
Yeah, and is that it? I mean, really? That's
no. Like
did
they
all that
shoot me down and every time. Shut the fuck up.
No.
It's like hostage taking and stuff like that. So basically, you can pick. Say it's like there'll be different. Obviously, there's gonna be like team deathmatch or you know what I mean, that sort of thing.
Oh, it always is.
Yeah, but there's gonna be a mood obviously called Siege.
Right,
this game.
Hang on a minute. I've listened to you say this time and time again, and I think it's about time that I bloody corrected you for it. Mode. Say mode.
Mood. Mood.
How come you can't say mode? It's literally. I just don't understand.
Oh my god, I find it so funny. You get so pissed off.
It's not that. It's like mode is such a simple word to say, and you say mood, and I'm like, why? Someone needs to it's about time apology for that. Because I've sat there for ages and gone, why does he say mood? Why? It's not mood, it's mode. Why does it
okay. For you, Jack. It's mode.
Thank you!
Right, in this mood.
I just wanted to let him know, people, because...
Right, so there's mood. Or mode, or whatever you want to call it.
Mode.
Okay, mode. Right, you can pick your entry with that team. Obviously, they can bar the windows and doors and stuff like that. They can, barricade them. But you can choose your entry points for your team.
Yeah.
So talking about a good 12 people a team, or I think it's 18, something like that. So say, I think I'll explain this a bit more. You and Matty, say me, you and Matty are the cops. No, just saying.
Yeah.
You obviously got the other team, the hostage takers.
Yeah.
On some you can go for the roof.
Okay, I can already see a similarity with the fact that this is similar to Battlefield.
No, but you can rappel down the side of the windows, go through the windows, or you can go through the roof, put charge on the roof, blow the.
We could do the same thing in Battlefield, except die.
No, but what I'm saying is the whole. That's where you can start in a helicopter, go down, rappel down to there on a helicopter. You jump out of the. Oh, everyone just seems to have like 40 parachutes.
That is strange. I don't understand that one. But
anyway, you have that. Obviously, if you get to a barricaded door, certain characters have certain abilities. So obviously, you have ones like with sledgehammers and stuff.
Sledgehammer.
Where it just smashes down
the
thing, and you've got like your communications expert who can actually damage the communications.
I would never have guessed the fact that it's called communications expert.
No, like so you can like damage it between the team. Honestly, fair enough, you can't do it if it's like in a party, but if in the game you can't hear them, or say you can make up noises, so they could be like all pointing at that door, then you can go through the other door. Yeah, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Obviously, you got your pyrotechnics specialists.
From someone who has never been fully invested in this series, primarily because it's never been good enough for me to buy it, in my opinion. I've seen the trailer for this. I've seen the gameplay for this, and I'm still sort of looking at it like I don't know what to think. To be honest with you, people, I'm more interested in The Division than I am in this.
The Division,
and
I've been waiting for it to come out.
The problem is The Division, I think, has just been delayed to 2016 in the first quarter.
For fuck's sake.
But the
It's supposed to come out a fucking year ago.
What would you rather have? Would you rather have a game that works or a game that doesn't work?
A game that works, but not Unity.
Hey. Look, what they're saying, the release date, why it's been pushed back, as I'm reading here, it says that too many people are working on it. Now, I know you're probably thinking, hang on a minute, but there's more people working on it, that means more work can get done. Sure, but this is the problem. If you work with so many different studios, so many studios having to do different things, you don't know where exactly everyone is at any one given time. So, you're sort of having to collaborate on this side and then that side, and it's going to slow everything down. Don't expect to see this game this year. See it next year. Homefront, I've no idea what's happened to Homefront. I'll actually check now. I'm pretty sure that got delayed too.
Yeah, I remember you saying it was getting delayed as well.
I wouldn't be surprised if it got cancelled.
By a few months.
Let's just double check here.
That was actually a very good game, that one as well.
It's just saying here, still 2016. Yep. I don't know. Anyway.
Sounds a bit of a silly question. But as a kid, did you have a Game Boy?
Yeah, I had a Game Boy Color.
Did you have the Advance?
No, I was poor. I could only have a colour.
Yeah, I had the colour originally. Pokemon. No, it's one of these things. It's actually been on my mind for quite a while now. Say if it was real, right?
No.
Can you just take it seriously for 5 minutes? I know it's hard.
I'll give you 5 seconds.
Okay. If we had to pick 6 Pokemon.
Okay, is it 5 seconds up?
Oh no!
Go on.
You have to pick 6 Pokemon to go in your party.
What do you mean party?
Obviously that's what they call it, innit? Your 6 Pokemon.
I don't know.
Do you remember?
And the Pokeballs. I remember Pokeballs.
Yeah, Pokemon Ball.
And the
Pokemon, didn't you?
and everything, yeah.
Yeah, well, you can only have 6 Pokemon at a time, couldn't you? The rest have to go in the boxes. The Pokemon Center.
I don't know, because I only ever watched the TV series, didn't really play the games that much.
Oh, okay. Well, you sort of understand the whole evolution shit, don't you?
Yeah.
Obviously, you need this one goes into that one, that one. Yeah. Well, pick 6 Pokemon as the first evolution, like sort of before they go on to the next one, like Charmander and stuff. Who would you have in your party and why?
Omanyte, Omastar, because I've always loved the 2 of them. Onyx as well. Charmander. Squirtle.
Are we going to do only one starter though? Do you want to do it that way?
Why are we talking about this?
I don't know. That's actually something I've been meaning to ask you because I actually want to get your opinion on it.
And I'd say I can't remember what the first one was called, but I know the final evolution of it was Dragonite.
Oh,
on the original 150,
it was like it looked like
on the original 150. It was 148 was the final evolution, I think, or 149.
It's Dragonair, and it was the one before Dragonair, wasn't it?
Yeah, I can't remember.
Dratini,
yeah.
So sad the fuck that is.
Not really. It's been such a long time. I haven't got me. Somewhere in my room, people, I do have a poster of the original 150, but I don't know
what happened to it.
No, it's still in here somewhere. I just don't know where it is. I think it's up there. But
are we talking about the original 150 or the 750 that there is now?
150, not the 750 bollocks. I don't know.
To be fair, I'd have obviously Squirtle because he was my favourite start. Oh, I don't know, Bulbasaur. Like I liked all 3. I
do like Bulbasaur, Venusaur, and
Bulbasaur,
Venusaur,
Venusaur was the last one.
I can't remember the
Ivysaur. Ivysaur was the mid one.
Yeah.
Squirtle was little Blastoise.
Yeah.
And Charmander, Charmeleon, and Charizard.
Diglett and Diglett.
That was the one that always made me laugh.
What was it? Digito was it? I think, or something like that.
Ditto. Oh, he was class. Ditto.
No. It was Diglett, Diglett, and Doug Trio. That's the one.
That was there was one. Then was 2.
And then there was 3.
Then was
trio, yeah.
I was waiting for the next one, like, oh, now there's 4. Then there's 5.
Dig quad.
Yeah. And dig trillion. But yeah, seriously though, I'd have, to start off, obviously, I'd have Pidgey.
Oh yeah, I remember Pidgey.
Because originally Pidgey can go Pidgeotto, then Pidgeot.
Yeah.
I'd have Eve to get Umbreon.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
Or Espeon, depending.
Matty would have Mr. Mime.
He'd have 6 of them, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
No, he'd have 5 of them, and he'd have
Jinx.
Hypnosis.
No, Jinx.
The one with the little thing, wouldn't
no,
he?
he'd have flipping Jigglypuff, wouldn't he?
He'd have a party full of
What
them.
was it? It was Jigglypuff and then Wigglytuff.
Yeah, Wigglypuff, yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah, I'd have that. Then I'd actually...
What was it? Ratata.
Yeah,
Remember Rattata?
Rattata.
No, it was Ratata.
Was it?
Yeah, and then I can't remember the evolution of that.
Oh,
I remember that because I remember an episode where Team Rocket tried to take him away. I remember that.
Who was it? What was it? I'll have Dratini because I like Dragonair.
Yeah.
Dragonite. So we've got basically Dratini, Eve,
Bulbasaur, Blastoise. But you said Blastoise, so that's 3.
Yeah, no. I'd start off with Squirtle. I'd only have the 1 starter.
Sorry, Squirtle, yeah.
So we got 4. Growling.
Hang on. Let me just take one of mine out for a minute. Let's just take Onyx out and just put Mewtwo in there. And just there you go, job done. I've won. Obviously, its devolution was Mew.
No, actually classed as 2 separate Pokemon.
Yeah, I know, but it's still a devolution, no matter what anyone says. Still Mew, isn't it?
I'd still count it though. Do you know what I mean?
That was the first one that they did after the original 150. Was 151 was Mew. I remember having a sticker book for it.
That was my last one.
Weedle into Katana and then into Butterfree.
No.
Or was it Katana into Butterfree? I can't remember. Weedle was badass.
No, Caterpie. Then it went into
No, it didn't go into Katuna because Katuna was the one that evolved.
Katana.
No, Katana was the one that was in the cocoon. And then it went into...
What was the one that looked like a green half moon then?
I know what one you're on about, but I can't remember.
You know, he knew like Harden and everything, didn't it?
Yeah.
That went into Butterfree. And obviously the other one went into Beedrill.
I don't remember Beedrill, but...
Beedrill was the one with... He looked like a bee, obviously. The wings, but like his wrists were like obviously drills.
Nah,
if I showed you a picture of it in a minute...
Probably would. Yeah.
I'd say my last one would actually...
Bear in mind, people, we've got a Project Cars review to come and we're talking about Pokemon, but, you know, hey ho.
We grew up on it though, didn't we? Well, I grew up on it anyway.
I did, but I watched Yu-Gi-Oh more than I watched Pokemon, so...
I was more interested in Pokemon. Don't know why.
There's too much of Pokemon. You couldn't watch Pokemon and then... It was too much Pokemon not to follow it, I think. That's what I think.
It was good.
It still is
and
good.
then it went over the top a bit.
No, it's just too much to try and keep up with. There's so many different variants of it. At least with Yu-Gi-Oh, there's so many different variants, but there's always a starting point.
Yeah. Trying to think who that was my last Pokemon.
Yeah, because you had flipping Yugi, then you had Jaden, then you had Yusei, and then you had the other two that I haven't watched yet.
Shit.
Wouldn't you have Charmander?
No.
Who would you have?
Ghastly. Because then you go to
you
trade him, don't you, against Grengar.
Yeah.
No?
Remember Marahawk? Used to throw bones at people.
Oh, yeah.
And then I can't remember the big one. I just forget the big one.
Oh, Mill. Oh, was it the set? It wasn't in the 150.
Ah, no, I'm not in. I don't know. After the 150,
it was like a little green fella.
No.
Had like a horn.
No, do you know who I'd have? Togepi. Yeah. Everyone damn right, I'd have Togepi. So awesome. And he just sat there, just halfway in its shell, just like, I'm here.
Bitches.
Oh, who was the girl in it? Flipping. It was Ash Brock and
Misty.
Always used to carry her around, and he's just sat there going.
Oh my god. I'd have a Pikachu. I'd actually have a Pikachu. Or Pikachu.
Everyone goes with Pikachu. And then there was Raichu, who was more badass than Pikachu, but everyone loved Pikachu.
Oh, Pikachu?
Nah, Raichu.
I thought he was cute.
Let's get into Project Cars, can we?
Yeah, okay.
Thank God for that. Because people, if you're still here, you're probably not, because you're probably going, ooh, Pokemon, 19 memories. Project Cars, people, never thought I'd see the day when it would get released. Originally out, supposed to be released in November, and it finally came out last week. So glad they delayed it this long.
To be fair, I agree.
It was so, because that game would not have been finished in November. Oh, I couldn't have seen it. Project Cars.
It's also given me a bit of love for certain cars as well.
It's also proven the fact that you can release a game without DLC and charging £4 billion for it. Yes, I'm looking at you, Call of Duty, and every other game really. Still no DLC plans for that, apart from there's a new card every month. I don't know.
And it's free, isn't it?
And it's free. I don't know what's going to happen with that. I'm going to first talk about my experience of Project Cars in terms of the 6 hours of Le Mans that I did, because this is going to lead into the review.
Okay.
And yeah, people, 6 hours of Le Mans, I wasn't expecting it. The time was, 8 o'clock it must have been? Yeah, 8 o'clock. And I'd just finished doing practice and qualifying, and I thought, right then, 24 minutes of Le Mans, I bet you'll do that. What I didn't realise is that my session length, as always on Project Cars, is set to 24%. So, 24% of 24 hours is, well, roughly 6. Because I'd rounded it up while I was messing about with the settings, it was at 25. So I had to do 6 hours of Le Mans, and I'm going to tell you the various states of emotions and things that had happened to me during that time. So, obviously, when I first looked at the clock, I went, that's counting down from 6 hours, isn't it? And Project Cars doesn't allow you to skip race. Well, it does if you retire and then skip the remainder of the session, but I thought, no, I've entered, I've got to do this. And it was 8 o'clock, and I thought, well, no one's online, so 2 o'clock, no breaks, yeah, I can do that. So before it started, I'd got water and in the sports cap and everything, and because the Mulsanne Straight is literally, you can sit there and make a cup of tea in the amount of time it takes you to get down to the end of it. I was drinking my water in between parts there. I've got to be honest, people, the first hour was probably the hardest part of it, because trying to get a rhythm in that game is like playing Guitar Hero on the world's hardest setting. Genuinely, it just...
Playing with a pad.
And playing with a pad.
To be fair, the pad's a lot easier to play with the older games, but you actually can't play the newer ones with a pad now.
I don't know what you're talking about.
New Guitar Hero?
I'm talking about Project Cars. I was just literally doing a reference. But I was playing Project Cars in that first hour of the 6 hours of Le Mans rather than the 24. And I struggled to get a rhythm. I'm not going to lie, people. I did stick it into a wall in the first 15 minutes. Quite simple. And that was genuinely the only mistake I made all the 6 hours. And it was quite simply, you come off the end of the Mulsanne Straight, you go into the hairpin.
Yeah.
Very sharp, right-hander.
Where you're right, it's like a little bit of a right, and then it's a sudden you've got to break out, yeah.
Well, but you come out there, and then you go all the way down that straight, little flick to right, and then there's that right-left.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you're a child, or him, or anyone else who's not used to Le Mans, that is well known to be the hardest corner on the whole track. Quite simply because you've got to brake, turn, and brake. So you've got to do 4 things in the space of a second, pretty much, or 2-3 seconds. If you brake going into the cambered angle, you're going into the wall on your right. If you brake on the curb, going to the right, you're going into the wall. If you brake too late, you're going into the gravel trap and then into the wall on that side.
You brake too early, you don't even make the corner.
No, if you brake too early, you just lose about 1.5 seconds and it's pointless. You've got to lift that corner. The key to it is lifting off and then braking hard, I mean hard, into that corner and making the apex. You might miss it every now and then because you're a fraction. There's no point, because you can say that. I did that after 15 minutes, so 4 laps, people. Stop. 3 and just stop. Stop. I will start throwing butterscotch at you. You won't be eating all them when I've thrown 8 or 9 at you. What have you done? Look at you, you've flipping dribbled everywhere. Well, they better not go on my bed, otherwise I'm kicking 7 bells out of you.
That bit.
And the bit that's on your pants as well.
Okay.
All of it. Now. 4-year-old. And I was racing along, people, and after that mistake, the damage was pretty marginal, actually. I got away with it. I don't know how. I must have just managed to hit it at a part where it wouldn't be affected so much. And I was doing in a straight line. I was slightly pulling to the left. It wasn't so much that it was like, oh, I'm gonna have to pit. After a couple of laps later, though, I was literally. Luckily, it was about the same. It was the same lap that I had to pit. It was like this. left. I'm gonna go that way. Left. Sparks and everything else. And I thought, well, I can pit in the LMP2 class because my pit strategy, I soon found out, was that my pit strategy was completely different to everyone else. My pit strategy, I was putting 40 litres in each lap, each time I pitted, and that kept me going for half an hour. And I was putting new tyres on where people were doing 50 litres and keeping the tyres going. I was putting new tyres on every stint because, quite simply...
You want a bit of grip?
No, quite simply... Well, I wanted to have pace over the half hour rather than having to make do with an hour where the tyres... They wouldn't have gone off, but they wouldn't have been as quick as they were, and I wanted to just pit. Sure, I lost time in the pit stops.
And you made it back up.
But I was able to, keep myself in the running. 2 to 3 hours... 3 hours in, people. At this point, it was 11 o'clock in the evening.
At British
that's when
time, by the way.
Any time, 11 o'clock in the evening, anywhere is night time. You fucking spanner. He's just gone, 11 o'clock evening time is British time, it's just night time.
Yeah, but you don't know if...
No!
We got someone...
Someone who lives in the Antarctic, please let us know if it's flipping... Obviously in the Antarctic...
Depends where about in the Antarctic.
Well, most of the time it's daytime. In fact, all of the time it's daytime. But I was driving. Night time comes over, and I felt more comfortable at night. People, I'm not gonna lie. I was lapping in the first 2 hours. I was doing 4-minute lap times, and the consistency was even half a second each side. So a 1 second spread. Bloody consistent on a track like Le Mans. Night time came. I was lapping 1.5 seconds faster than that. I was doing 3:58s, and I know a lot of people will be sitting there thinking, oh, 3:58, what's that? It's only 1.5 seconds quicker. Yeah, but trust me, on a 6-hour race, that's a big bloody difference if you're lapping 1.5 seconds quicker. I got lapped a few times, obviously, by the LMP1 cars, naturally, they're a lot quicker. And I was, at night time, it's bloody tricky to judge whether because I had the HUD all switched off. Apart from my lap time, because I just wanted to... Because my engineer wasn't talking to me, so I didn't have a clue what was going on, so I thought... Yeah, in real life, your engineer would be talking to you, letting you know your lap time, so I thought, I'll just put my lap data up, and that's it. Didn't have anything else. Didn't have my position up until I went into the pits, pressed the pause menu while it was doing it, and I was checking. And I was running about... From anywhere from 4th to 6th, depending on where people were at the pit stops, during the 2 and the 3 hour stint. 4 hours kicks in. Now I've already got through my first water bottle. This is when the fatigue really starts to kick in. It's not the last hour, because the last hour is actually pretty easy. It's the 4 to 5 hours that you do. And you farted again. I could smell it, you dirty sod. You have.
I actually have.
I know you have, because you're laughing already, which means you have. But 4 to 5 hours in, I'm not going to lie. I know, you're really bad, Mikey. Well done, mate. But 4 to 5 hours in, right? And as I have to open the door, it's that bad. 4 to 5 hours in, I was knackered. And bear in mind, we're past the midnight point at normal time.
It's 1 o'clock in the evening, British
1 o'clock in the morning. Not the evening. What are you? There's something wrong with you today. And it's getting everything wrong. And I was driving, I was knackered. I'm not going to lie, but... And this is something I've never done on any other... Bear in mind, people have been playing racing games ever since I was 4. First game I ever played was a racing game. I've never experienced this. You get into a point where over the whole I don't know, the first 4 to 5 hours that I've done, you can't go any quicker no matter how hard you push. I was setting exactly the same lap times within a second of each other all the way through the first 5 hours. I couldn't go any quicker no matter how I tried. And with the fatigue as well, I was like, shit. going down the Mulsanne straight, and luckily because Mulsanne's so long, I was like leaning back. I actually got out of bed, sat by my chair, and had the window open
just to get the cool air.
Just out the cool air, just like just to keep myself.
I'm awake. On the Mulsanne straight, mate.
And I was able to do all that, and I got through the 5 hours. And then once you get through the 5 hours, the crackling of dawn starts to come up, and I'm like, I'm nearing the end now, and I know this is the motivation factor that got me. And I was like, right, where am I? And I got into the final hour, and I knew I had one more pit stop to make after this one. I thought, right, where am I compared to everyone else? 4th in class, 8th overall. And I thought, this is the highest I've been at any point. 3rd place is only about 6 or 7 seconds up the road, I think. I don't know if I can make that up on the stint, on pace, but I might be able to make it up. This is my thinking at the time. My first lap, after coming out of the pits, obviously, first full lap, I ended up setting the fastest lap out of anyone so far in the whole thing. 3:56, which is 4 seconds quicker than what I was able to do beforehand. Don't ask me where that lap time came from. I still don't know. I've been trying to figure it out. I think it was just the determination that I had then at that point. And because everyone was sort of on the alternate pit strategy, they were on slower tyres. So it turned out that I worked it out as I was going along, because that's what you do in Le Mans. You just work calculations out in your head because the straight's a lot long. I've worked out that I lapped 9 seconds faster on that lap alone than anyone else in my class. 9 seconds, people, is the equivalent of
the 0 to 60 of a Vauxhall Corsa, 1.1 litre.
You're dreaming, clearly, but
1.4 then.
Still dreaming. But I thought, bloody hell, I'm going quick. I'm not gonna lie, people. I only ever managed a 3:56 once after that, because all my other lap times were back in the 3:58. But the AI were sort of all lapping slower than me at this point, and I thought, there is a chance here that 2nd place is on the cards. And I thought, I'm going to see if I can go for that, because I'd caught up to 3rd place and we were all on the same lead lap. Got past him on the Mulsanne straight, and then spent the next 2 laps with him constantly in my tail lights. I could see, because the light, when it's still like phasing into the daytime, the light shines through the cockpit from the person that's behind you, which is brilliant. And as it started to go daytime, obviously you don't need the lights on. And I was absolutely flying at this point, still just setting 3:58 after 3:58 after 3:58, and I was stuck in that rut. I couldn't go any quicker no matter how hard I tried. And then it got to the final half hour of the race. I'm sitting in 3rd and I'm thinking 6th place overall, because a couple of the LMP1 cars had gone out, and I thought 6th place overall is one hell of a job. 3rd place in class, I'd take that after the 6 hours. And I come in for my final stint and I'm thinking, I'm going to top up the fuel, and because there's 42 minutes to go, and I'd been pitting every half hour, and I thought, I'm going to top the fuel to the max and see if we can make this to the end. No pit stops, no nothing else, because I thought everyone else is going to have a pit stop, so I'm going to be not too far away from 2nd place here. So the final half an hour comes in, I'm looking at my lap delta, I flick the hood open so I know what position I'm in now, because your engineer would tell you where you are.
But of course you would.
So I flick it, like once every 2 laps, just so I know where I am. 20 minutes into the race, someone's pitted in front of me, and I'm thinking, I've got 2nd here. 2nd place. I'm looking at my fuel tank at the same time thinking, this is going to be marginal. What are you doing? No. I just wondered if you were going to put in or something, and I'm looking at the fuel tank and I'm thinking, am I going to make this? Because it was literally marginal. I thought, I might do, but it's going to be literally this close. So I thought, screw it. You live and learn. If I run out of fuel on the last lap, then so be it. So I go on this charge and I do one last 3:56. People, I don't know where I got the lap from. I still don't understand. I was absolutely charging after the leader, but I couldn't make any inroads. I was only catching him by 2 seconds a lap, and he was about 30-40 seconds up the road, and I thought, I'm not going to catch him. So I thought, right, I'll conserve my fuel and just
defend.
I'll conserve my fuel. I'll make it to the end, and I've got enough of a buffer over third place to make it home. So I thought second place is fine. 10 minutes to go. The big change happens. Bear in mind, I hadn't led at all during this race in the LMP2 class. Leader pits. 10 minutes to go. I'm leading this race with 8 seconds in hand over second place. I'm thinking, and I've got an 8-second gap. I'm looking at my fuel tank and I'm looking at the finish being 8 minutes away, and I'm like, Mom, what do I do here?
It's like that.
And it's
like Harry when he opened the little packet. He's like 2 o'clock and Mom, Dad, I got here. Oh shit! It's 2 o'clock in the morning.
And it's 2 o'clock in the morning. And I'm like, the motivation has got past the tiredness now, and I'm like, I'm gonna have to just try and make this. 8-second gap. I managed to pull it out to 12. I'm coming down the Mulsanne straight for the final lap. Bear in mind, the 6 hours is up. And do you know how much I was annoyed? I was hoping that when the clock struck the, I was just hoping I'd catch the 6 hour mark on the line, so that was the final lap. I've crossed the line 12 seconds before the 6 hour mark, so it means you had to complete that lap, and so did the 2 other cars behind me. I was like, oh, but my fuel, no. And I'm sitting there like, I'm like, please just make this. I'm so tired now, and I'm so motivated, and I'm looking at the gap, and the gap's coming down, and I can see the catch of it. I'm like, I can't go full out on the throttle, because if I do that, the fuel's going to come up, and I'm looking at down the Mulsanne straight, people. I've got 2.5 litres of fuel to make me round 6 miles. I'm like, this is clutching at straws moments. And I come down into the infield section, which is the last sector, and I'm like, I've got enough of a gap in hand to coast this home, even if I do run out of fuel. I'm looking at the fuel gauge, people. It's saying 0.6 of a litre. I'm like, we
can make it big.
We could just about maybe make this. And sure enough, as we come into the chicane to finish it, and I couldn't believe it. I'm not going to lie, people. I had tears because I couldn't believe it. Flipping crossed the finish line, 0.4 of a litre left in the tank. 8-second win, but 8 seconds I won it by. Just thinking about it's making me tired. And I crossed the line, and I'm screaming into my bloody bed so that I don't wake my mum and dad up. I was so happy, and I couldn't believe it. And I was like, yes, I saved the replay. Well, I didn't. I saved my replay when I did the 2 hour Le Mans one a couple of days later. But I saved the replay for the 2 hour Le Mans one. And at the end of the 6 hours, like, yes, exit, switch the PlayStation off, gone in 2 seconds, gone in 2 minutes, I was out. I was that tired. And honest to God, that has got to be the hardest racing experience I've ever experienced in my life. 6 hours straight. And bear in mind, most Le Mans drivers only do 3 hour stints each. I did 6 hours. Obviously, it's not as hard when you're on a pad and you don't have to.
Mill, do not say that. It is harder. You're on a good console. You've got all these things for you.
Look, at the end of the day, I don't think that. I think I could do the 24 hours, not straight. That's impossible. But I could do it, given maybe 2 days, maybe 3 days straight. Well, not straight, obviously, but.
So if I left you for 2 days with just enough food, water.
And I had sleep and everything. Yeah, I reckon I could. I honestly reckon I could do it.
If we took turns.
No, I think I could do it by myself. I genuinely think I could do it by myself. But it would take a few days to do it. I couldn't do it in one go. Only one person has ever tried to do 24-hour Le Mans in real life on their own. His name was Pierre Levet, and he was leading until 45 minutes to go. And because he was knackered, he changed gear and he broke the gear linkage. 45 minutes to go and he was leading as well. You got to admire the French for the This was back in the 30s, 40s as well. This was. God am I the ballsiness of that to do it. But people, I recommend anyone giving it a go, even if it's 3 hours or 2 hours.
Don't get me wrong.
Minimum length is 2 hours that you can do if you do it on career mode.
Sound, I'll do that.
I'd give it a go if I were you, because it's bloody tricky and have damage on and everything, and turn your HUD off when you're doing it, because you'll love it. I want to get into a Project Cars review now, because I've been speaking for a while and I want Mikey to talk for 5 minutes while I have a breather. So go on, Mikey, your experience.
Your waitress is in the bag, mate, so you might as well have a drink.
I will, yeah. Thanks.
What can I say? As Jack knows, I'm the most stubborn twat you'll ever meet when it comes to on their opinions on things.
With cars, yeah.
On most things in life. And I remember saying, fucking hate the Z4. I hate this about the Z4. I hate it. It's shite. It's girly, got all this. First time in Z4. Next to... Did alright. Thought, oh, alright. See what happens? There got podium. I was that shocked. Thought, nah. It's one go there. I'll have another go. Did it again. Near podium again. And this is a guy who is that crap at driving games, but loves cars that much. First go in the Mustang, I
nearly won. And then he balls up on the final corner and I overtook him. Way.
But the fact I managed to go from 10th, from not even setting a lap, by the way, so I just...
Hey, I started behind you.
To be fair, it's expected of you though. Do you know what I mean? But me though.
No, starting from the back, that's not expected of me.
No, say if you start at the back.
Yeah. They put me further the back,
yeah. But for me, from the beginning, from what was it, 11th, and you started off 12th.
Yeah.
I ended up going to second within a lap.
No.
Or was it? No,
you
two
were
laps.
third or fourth, I think, after the end of the first lap. Let's not get into that, like, but.
But ever since, I've always enjoyed it.
And you like the Renault Clios?
Yeah. Oh, I've also, for anyone that's got me on Facebook, I've got a video explaining a little incident between me and Mr. Morris.
Well, me and my dad brought ruling at that and found no one was at fault, really. I mean, Matty shouldn't have locked up and gone wide, but you shouldn't have followed him, so. That was what had happened.
Okay. I understand the judgment of the Millington
family.
Yeah. Don't agree with it, but
of course you don't.
Because it's me, but gotta go on with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No. But anyway, I've really enjoyed it.
I'm playing this game.
It's one of the first games a lot of us have played. I think we'll both agree on this. We haven't got like 2-3 hours in the end. Do you want to go on FIFA? Or do you want to go on this?
No.
As a group, though.
No, that's true. Yeah.
We say
maybe Battlefield.
Drive Club and that is like.
No, with Drive Club. No, I don't think that's true with Drive Club because we didn't have enough time as a three of us to spend. So
like when we were on Battlefield, like, do you want to go on FIFA?
Yeah.
On FIFA. Hey, do you want to go on Battlefield? Yeah. Man.
Or GTS. With this game.
Let's just put it this way: this game has now become our PlayStation life for the three of us.
Well, until F1 comes out next month, and then then it will be split between the two. But for now,
no. But if you effectively,
I want to talk about this game. People, I'm a simulation racer at heart.
Me, I'm a street racer at heart, but I've started to become a bit more of a simulation from this game.
I've been playing this game, and I've got to be honest that. The two great. If you were to ask me what are the top two greatest simulation races of all time,
you always say Gran Turismo.
I'd say Gran Turismo 4 and F1 97, a game that doesn't really get enough recognition because it was that long ago, and the amount of stuff that you could do at the time was insane, and the graphics were bloody amazing for the time. Anyone who plays F1 nowadays goes, "Oh, Codemasters," and completely forgets about the PS1 days. But you now ask me what my top 3 is, and Project Cars is already in there, and this is just how good this game is. It It's phenomenal. I've never played a game that's got so much detail and so much passion about cars, and where, you know, it finally shows off who the good racers are and who are the crap ones. And it's been a long time since I've played a game like that. Gran Turismo is genuinely the only other series that I know of that's like that.
Forza.
Admittedly, Forza to a degree, but the problem with Forza is everyone's connection is literally dial-up connection.
It's like the old saying with chefs: any cunt can cook. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's basically the same with Forza: any cunt can drive.
Yeah.
Whereas the likes of Project and
Project.
even I thought, so, like, you know me, I was good at Forza.
And you went to Gran Turismo and you struggled.
I still do today.
You would.
Well,
quick little tidbit about Gran Turismo 7. Might not be coming out even next year. It might be 2017.
Okay.
That's fine with me. I've got no problem. Let them take the
Well,
time.
the longer they take, to be fair.
Usually a Gran Turismo game comes out every 4 to 5 years. And it has been 2
Forza,
years.
it's every 7-8 months. You know,
And this, you know, it's been 2 years since GT6 came out. So I've got no problem with it. But with Project Cars, people, back to it. The amount of tracks and the amount of cars that haven't been in a game, a proper racing game before. You've got Brno in there. You've got Zhuhai International.
Alton Park.
Alton Park's been in quite a lot of games lately. Snetterton.
Donington Park.
That's always in there. I'm trying to think of the more European track. Oschersleben, which is Mosport. Zolder. And the amount of, you know, the Capri Zac speed, the BMW E30s,
the Cosworth,
the Lotus 49, the S-Cut. There's so many cars, and I know a lot of people going, yeah, there's not that many cars at launch. I've been playing this game for 9 days, and I have only got through about 20 cars.
Let's just put it this way: it has come to such a bitching conversation between the three of us. We're trying to think who has not used what car yet.
I haven't driven that many road cars. I'm not going to lie.
I've used the Evo.
I've driven the Focus.
The Megane RS 265. Great car.
The Focus, the Atoms.
Slow, but great when it gets to go around the corners. It's just it's a pleasure to.
The Mono.
I fucking hate that.
The Rough.
Love it. I love him.
And I don't think I've driven anything else. No.
Bugini. Cinque.
Pagani.
Yeah.
The Zonda, which we haven't got, but other people had online, so we could drive it. The Hawaii as well, we've driven. Oh, and the CTR3, the Carrera GT. Belter of a car to drive around the road America, that. You know, the Porsche Carrera GT.
When me and you had that race on Monza, I was in the M3 and you were in
Ginetta.
That was a fucking good little race between us two, that.
And I'm just going to say this, people. It's only 9 days, so I can't pass I mean, sure, you can do a review now, and I'm so glad that they delayed it till May, because there are still some things that don't work, admittedly. I mean, you know, online struggles a little bit at times. Everyone who keeps moaning about the frame rate, piss off. I don't give a toss. I mean, really, the problems with the online, there aren't really problems. It's just, I wish, obviously, if they concentrated on the driver side so much, that maybe the interface and that, like the online thing, I wish you could invite people like you could invite people on Drive Club. You know, that club setting where you can invite people straight, rather than have to send them a PlayStation invite.
Do you know what?
But that's a personal preference. That's not something you can judge a game over, because you know, that's a really tiny little thing to judge people
like
over.
You said with your top three, you know my top three. I'm more of a street racer.
Yeah, you are.
That modifying your body kits. Everything. Yeah. Well, obviously, as you know, Most Wanted on Ground are in my top 5. Project Cars is in my top 3.
Yeah. And just to mention one of the online things, I was driving a Formula C car and round Imola. It turns out the drivers can walk in mid-air. Yeah, that's the first time I've ever seen it. I don't know. He was walking, and then the next lap I went round, he wasn't there. But
I'll tell you one thing though. Slightly mad. Studios, the guys who made this game.
Alright, I wouldn't just say slightly mad.
But
WMD Portal helped a lot as well.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying, guys who did this.
Andy Tudor, the guy, the project development leader and everything.
Yeah. You know what, I don't usually say this, but fucking hell, lads, that's one great fucking game.
I don't think great's even the right word. I honestly don't. Laying
just...
praise on this game is not the right thing, because we all know it's a good game.
No,
we all know it's a great game. We said
you say it's a
beforehand.
good game.
We said beforehand.
But it's not something that...
We said, I showed you the E3 trailer last year and I said, that will be the rival to Gran Turismo and Forza. I'm sorry people who love Forza, but Forza is just, I don't know what they're going to do when they...
I've always been a Forza guy.
This is better than Forza.
I played this, I didn't need to put a fucking bigger turbo or a different engine in it. Would you just ruin it?
No, you don't, yeah. Everyone's in equal cost. It's all down to do now.
Namco made the best decision to back that game.
They did, yeah.
And you know what? Next time they bring another one out,
well, they're already talking about Project Cars 2.
No, but if they make it's like Mad and WMD making another one, I'll tell you this one for a fucking start, mate. You can have my money.
Yeah, they got it straight away, yeah.
And it's not every day I turn around.
No, it's not. It's the same with me. It's the same with me.
I would happily shake any one of their hands and say, fucking great.
You know what?
Lads.
I was going to say, initially when I first started playing this game, I thought, maybe the AI are a bit aggressive. And I thought about it for a lot. And then I thought, no, because they're not like Drive Club's aggressive AI. They're not that bad. Okay, sure, when you turn it up to 90 or 100% difficulty, they're not that hard to beat on some cars. In other cars, they're bloody hard to beat. But when you come to the open wheel, the Formula cars, they're pretty easy to beat. I'm not going to lie. But the only improvement, really, I could see with this game is...
More cars?
I wouldn't even call that an improvement. That's just a thing that happens now. That's a DLC thing now, so that doesn't bother me. Only improvement I would probably recommend is the AI being a bit quicker. That's the only... And that, sure, online is like, oh, well, I've been having problems connecting and stuff. That always happens. Come on, the first week.
It's a guy.
It's not like...
For 9 months. Couldn't even get onto Drive Club.
Well, 6 months.
Yeah, and suddenly one day, we're all playing Drive Club.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, people. Drive Club is evolved into one hell of a game, but it's not this. You can't compare Drive Club to...
This shit's all over Drive Club.
Well, the reason why...
This wakes up...
No, the reason why it is a lot better than Drive Club is quite simply, this is a sim game, it's not an arcade sim game.
On to the family acknowledgement you see in papers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Project Cars put it in there. Project Cars put thingy in the funeral. Need for Speed. Unless EA get their finger out their arse and money out the pockets, I'm sorry, but there will be no Need for Speed in 2 years' time.
No, I'd like to talk about that, but we are very quickly approaching the 2 hour mark.
Fuck off,
honestly. Yeah, we are as well. And
152.50 is that?
152.34 as of this moment. But
I thought it was like an hour and 10.
No, I knew we were going to go quite...
That's your fault, that!
Doesn't matter, does it?
But I don't blame you.
No, exactly.
Have my wishes.
We're still... God.
Sorry.
This... I can't even sum this game up, because... Okay, you could look at... Well, because we do. Career mode. Sure, there's, like, Le Mans is in December instead of May, and, like, the seasons are the wrong way round and stuff like that. Okay, sure, fair enough, but let's be fair, they've concentrated more on the game rather than the interface, haven't they? And I don't mind that. I don't. A lot of people go, the main menu system's not like anything I've ever come across before.
I actually like it,
And it took a while to get used to it, and I like it.
It's simple, because obviously you got create, new, load, multiplayer, create, whatever.
It's in 4, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
community.
It's career, single player, practice mode, online, and then community network.
And then you go over,
and you press R1, and you've got your own
PlayStation or probably Xbox Live or whatever they call it now. Then you've just got like options and then stuff like that.
Speaking of Xbox and PC and PlayStation 4, it's been recorded that I think it's... I'm just trying to total this in my head. 62% of people who've bought Project Cars have bought it for the PlayStation. 32% have bought it on the Xbox One, and then all you little fag ends on the PC, there's only 6% of you. That's why I say people who are own a PC, have no social life because there's no one online. But
TF2. That's all they
yeah,
sell.
yeah.
TF Team Fortress.
I mean,
2,
I can imagine
Counter Strike because my little brother's one.
and Planet Side too. I forget
He
Planet
doesn't play that. It's
No.
too gay.
But when it comes in the end, when it comes down to it, Project Cars, I'm not gonna say it's the best racing simulation game ever made. I've only had 9 days of it, and it wouldn't be fair to Gran Turismo 4 and it wouldn't be fair to F197 to say that. But give me a few weeks and it probably will be.
Okay, yeah.
And giving this a rating, I mean,
You feel unfair on it, don't you?
you know, saying 10, you know, is our maximum limit. And let's be honest, I've never given a game or a film a 10 out of a 10. He has, because he's a bit more easier pleased than I am. That's fair. That's a fair judgment. And
Because you've got different things that we look for in games.
it takes a lot to impress me in a game and a film.
Whereas the women, no.
No, it does.
Oh yeah.
Would I give it a 10? God. Oof.
Say a 9.9 for you would be an interest.
You would be a 10, wouldn't it? Giving a game a 10 is so hard for us.
I've come like at first like 10 because I like it, and I look back at my old games now and thinking, don't want to play it. There's no replay factor in it. You play a game like Project Cars and you're like, don't want.
You want to keep playing it.
So
I'm
you know
really,
my answer anyway.
I'm really struggling. I know you're giving it a 10. You are. Just say yeah. Yeah.
No point in me bothering answering the question. No.
Should I?
I think you should, mate. For a guy who's really dominant when it comes to his racing games, even you've had to struggle, and that's something I find hard.
I struggled in the escorts. That's the only thing I've really struggled in.
I've seen you struggle to get first places, never mind seconds, and that's something you cannot deny.
Yeah.
And that's not because, fair enough, sometimes
I figured out I was struggling in some of the races. I actually figured out why I was struggling in the escorts. It's because I had too much fuel. I was supposed to only have 10 litres of fuel and I had 88. This is a problem with Project Cars in the career mode, actually. It's like, you've always got to check, dickhead, you've always got to check how much fuel you've got, because sometimes it just gives you the maximum fuel load possible, and then you're driving around thinking, why am I so much slower? You look at the fuel tank and then go, oh, hang on, I've got 50 litres of fuel though, even though I'm only doing 2 laps. So there is that. Is it a 10 though? Oh.
Break the ice, mate. Break the ice.
Matty hit the nail on the head, didn't he? When you weren't there, Matty hit the nail on the head and said, "I'm actually enjoying practice." And this was on Wednesday. And
I was there. He said.
No, you weren't.
Oh, we might have said it just to me.
No, he said.
Oh, is this when you did like?
This was in live time. I know he mentioned it the next day to you, and I didn't say what I said after he said it, and I just went outright on Wednesday. Just went, God damn, I love this game. And I've just thought about that then, and I think 10 would be only fair, wouldn't it? This is a first, people, and take this, write this moment down in history. Jack is giving something a 10 out of 10, and it deserves it. You can stop clapping now. It's such a good game. Honest to God.
Jesus fucking Christ. It's going to be 63 before you get fucking something 10.
No. But you can understand. I mean, 10 out of 10. Well played. I mean, they went out with an idea, stuck to it, got it done. That's all I need to say. And yes, you will be getting my backing again for the second game. When they open that up, whenever they do.
That's probably a 3 out of 3 then? 30 out of 30?
Oh, Matty will give it. Oh, well, I'll ask Matty next week because he's here next week. What? So, I'll ask him. Mikey's not here next week, people, because he's in Wales. Hang on. I've just forgotten the name of the place.
Shell Island. Anglesey.
I knew it was an A. I couldn't think. But that's it for this week, people. Well done. You've got our longest ever podcast. I don't know how, but you have. If you want to follow Mikey Keating on Twitter, you can follow him at
Mikey Keating XD. If you want to follow my good friend Mr. Millington, you
it's
can follow
JackTM53. You can also follow Matty Morris in a street in Greasby.
preferably Tesco business.
Moggy's also there somewhere at Lewis_Moggy. We will get him eventually, people.
Unfortunately, Mog's just going through some
Tough times.
And the ST
you'll like
is
it-
to support our
you-
friends.
yeah.
So.
Where you can like us on Facebook. I'll start updating that, people, because it's starting to come up on my notifications that people are starting to look at the page. So I'm going to start updating that, and that's a promise.
We'll have a Twitter sorted eventually.
No, because I can't be bothered doing that too. It's bad enough with a Facebook page. I'm not letting you do that.
Come on, why not?
Why are you sounding like such a bagger? Come on, mate, why not?
Nah, go ahead, why not?
Because
Come on, you got the Facebook one. You won't even have any of the passwords, any of the anything. You won't even let me be an admin on it. Oh, we've got a Minecraft world.
Oh, I might make you an admin on the S-Team page.
Well, we've got a thingy as well.
I forgot to do that.
We've got a Minecraft world.
Which no one will play if we're not on it.
Yeah, but still, we have a Minecraft world and the SS Keating.
You can also comment on our videos. You can subscribe.
Oh, please do like. We
to our
appreciate
one new subscriber, thank you. Whoever you are. I
it.
don't know, have a clue.
What a guy.
What a girl, we don't know.
Oh, aye.
We don't know.
Oh, that's what I said. Oh, aye. Yeah.
But that's it for this week. It's bye from me, which is goodbye, and it's bye from Mikey.
Goodbye, and we thank you for listening today.
To the S-Team.
Ta-ra.